Some people in Thornton are finally able to return home after a grass fire forced evacuations in the city. Fire crews now have that 10-acre fire contained. Thornton Fire says 4 firefighters and 1 resident were hurt, none critical. At one point, the fire forced the closure of I-25. A large plume of black smoke was seen across Denver and the metro area, picked up by CDOT traffic camera as well. That's good. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Firefighters are now working to cool some of the hot spots that remain. 9 News reporter Jeremy Hohola is joining us live from the scene. Jeremy, after spending the afternoon talking to some residents in that area, obviously on edge.
Yeah, the sight of black billowing smoke in this area is certainly causing a lot of alarm and quite the response with a lot of firefighters in this area, in this corner of the metro area. The good news is that nobody was seriously hurt and no buildings were burned. The bad news is that some people did lose a few vehicles to flames. The grass fire erupted early this afternoon somewhere near the corner of 84th and Huron. Investigators believe it may have started right next to Pinnacle High School, which is on the corner there. Quickly, flames spread fast during very windy conditions today. We had a red flag warning today. This prompted about 100 firefighters to scramble to this area. And as you said, Kim, smoke caused bad visibility. That prompted police to shut down I-25 for a bit at Thornton Parkway. Police also went door to door in a neighborhood just north of the fire to get some people evacuated. Those evacuations have since been lifted, and while firefighters were able to save buildings from flames, some vehicles at an auto repair shop caught on fire. We spoke to a couple of guys there who saw their cars destroyed.
Flames were coming up about 10-15 feet over this AT&T fence, or T-Mobile fence, sorry. But yeah, I'm assuming everything back there is damaged at this point.
I literally watched the fire engulf my BMW and then engulf my Jeep and burn it to the ground.
So you saw your vehicles?
I watched my stuff go to the ground, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. And all this fire burned about 10 acres of mostly grass. 3 firefighters were hurt along with 1 person, but their injuries are not serious, not critical. They're going to be A-OK. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. So let's see what they find out in the coming days. We're live in Thornton. Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.
Scary stuff on a windy day, so close to homes. Okay, we're glad it turned out like it did. Thanks, Jeremy.
Meantime, in northeast Colorado, evacuation orders stemming from a grass fire in Logan County have now been lifted. The fire was burning near the town of Padrone, about 11 miles north of Sterling. Emergency officials haven't given a containment number, but Sterling Fire did say forward progression has stopped, which is certainly the good news.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin. So yet another day of warm weather, high winds, high fire danger.
Yeah, in one of our colder, snowier months, and we're seeing off to the west that wind blow the snow around, making for winter driving conditions along the foothills and in and out of the mountains. As the sun sets in the next hour, the wind should come down a bit. We're still dealing with gusty winds to 50 miles per hour along the Front Range, and out on the northeastern plains, the winds have been worse than that. You've got tinder dry conditions, and up in the mountains, we're really happy to see that it's snowing. It's creating some travel issues, but that moisture is so welcome. We've had some airport delays because of the wind blowing from 55 to 75 miles per hour. Over the higher passes, we're still seeing extremely gusty conditions. Denver at 66, 72 in Lamar, 60 in Greeley, and the winds are just roaring over Berthoud Pass. A gust this hour, 84 miles per hour. Red Cliff Pass, a gust of 51. The winds out on the eastern plains and in and around Padrone, Peets, and Sterling, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour. We'll see the winds start to subside over the next hour, but not for the foothills. Not a calm night in the foothills. We'll have a bit of wind tomorrow, so the red flag warning that cancels out tonight at 6 will come back as a fire weather watch for tomorrow. So some improvement in the conditions, but these are conditions that we continue to deal with and will continue to deal with as we move through the coming days. There is a storm crossing Colorado, bringing in that snow we talked about in the mountains and a few light showers trying to make it down to the ground in northeastern Colorado. But I think Denver stays dry tonight. The winds come down and all of that beneficial snow is going to come to an end in the mountains tomorrow. But winter weather and travel advisories remain in effect, and I'm going to have more on that coming up.
Two people accused of killing a 19-year-old outside the Denver aquarium 2 years ago have pleaded guilty. According to the district attorney's office, 19-year-old Jason Trujillo and 21-year-old Anthony Vasquez pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. The pair were arrested months after 19-year-old Dacian Salazar was killed in a drive-by shooting outside the aquarium on Valentine's Day 2024. Police tracked the pair using surveillance video and cell phone data as part of a plea deal. Vasquez will be sentenced to 40 years in prison on March 6. Trujillo faces up to 20 years behind bars.
Hairspray on Tour is suing a company after a broken sprinkler head broke at the Buell Theater, forcing the group to cancel several shows. Now, this happened nearly 2 years ago. During the week of March 5th, the Denver Center, the Performing Arts, canceled several shows after a mishap with the sprinkler system. According to the suit, an employee with ASM Global hit an unsecured railing during setup for that show. That set off the sprinklers above the stage. The suit claims the water caused damage to Hairspray's business and personal property. An insurance company, which is representing Hairspray, paid nearly $150,000. The lawsuit claims negligence on part of ASM and is seeking repayment of those damages. We reached out to Denver Arts and Venues Agency, which owns DPAC, and they declined to comment on any pending litigation. We also, by the way, reached out to ASM and have not heard back.
Authorities are investigating after a hiker found human remains in Douglas County. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, search and rescue crews searched the area near Crowfoot Valley Road and Pradera Parkway. That's about 7 miles north of Castle Rock. The Sheriff's Office has yet to provide any other updates on exactly what happened.
Aurora city leaders have started the process of creating a police oversight body to understand what works and what doesn't. This is according to our partners at the Denver Gazette. Aurora City Council approved funding for the creation of a police oversight office 5 years ago. It was held off while a consent decree between the city and the state attorney general's office moved forward. This was to implement sweeping changes to policing following the killing of Elijah McClain by a Aurora police officer. Part of the pressure for an oversight body is also coming from protesters who have attended every single city council meeting for more than a year after a SWAT officer shot and killed Killen Lewis. Proponents of the oversight body say it is necessary to protect human rights and also increase public confidence and trust in the police.